Dingus and Dongus.
Tomato.
Episode 52.
Hello.
Howdy.
How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I hate Christmas.
Are you dealing with repercussions of... Okay.
Yes, repercussions.
Yes.
Many repercussions. But that's not the topic today.
Nope.
Today we're talking about Tales from the Dark Multiverse. Came out on DC, written and arted by many different people.
A bunch of folks.
Yep. So this is one of those anthologies, basically, and it's basically an Elseworld book, essentially.
And it could be argued that it's 30 years in the making, 40 years in the making.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. Basically, the idea of this book is what if all these important events within the DC universe went bad? Went wrong.
Yeah, went differently.
Yeah. First issue was shit.
Nightfall.
Nightfall.
It was the dark version of Nightfall.
Right. What happened after Bane breaks Batman's back in this universe? Jean-Paul, Jean-Luc Picard.
Yes.
Azrael.
Boldly goes and destroys all
bats.
All bats. I don't know. All I know, before we get into each little story, this book made me realize how little I actually know about DC stuff.
Yeah, there's
a lot I have not read.
Oh yeah, and thinking about it is honestly the same applies to Marvel and
Fair.
all the big franchises for me because there's just so many years of just material, unless I guess you're a chronicler.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they have one at each respective companies. It'd be very difficult for anyone to have some sort of encyclopedic knowledge of
of everything.
Yeah.
That might be a neat job, though.
Yeah,
It can be stressful, but if you don't have any deadlines to meet, you don't have to worry about release schedules. You're just going backwards.
And what if a lot of it is you literally just reading comics and just waiting for people to ask, hey, did this thing ever happen?
Yeah, actually, in blah, 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 blah.
Right?
That'd be a neat book. I would do that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that would be sick, actually. And I could imagine, having some sort of program where you could type in certain keywords and then have shit pop up just...
Well, I mean, everything's digitized now. I would hope, that these major companies have some sort of database with a keyword search like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you could just, clickety-clack as if you're Jeff Johns or whatever.
Right.
And you're writing Aquaman. I bring that up because Jeff Johns' New 52 Aquaman was awesome.
Yep.
But
fucking rules.
That's why, so he could just clickety-clack and it's oh, okay, well, there's these things, so I know whatever. But that's neither here nor there. That's not this book.
So for this particular issue, I guess maybe there was somebody who at DC typed in Batman as did you ever see RoboCop the remake?
No.
Okay.
Or if I don't remember it.
Okay. Well, basically, Batman in this is basically RoboCop in the remake, where he's literally just a head with a brain and some lungs.
Gotcha. I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to this too, just to frame it out a little bit better. It was four stories, and then after reading each story, it's man, I should probably read the original. And then, surprise, at the end of the book,
All the originals.
Are the originals.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really well done for this. I was like, perfect. That's what I needed.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely gives you much needed context if you've never experienced some of these stories before. And the stories that were included are Nightfall, Infinite Crisis,
Death of Superman,
and Judas
Contract. Yeah, that is actually one of the animated movies that Warner Brothers been putting out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I like most of those animated DC movies.
Oh, yeah, those animated DC movies are so
solid.
much better than movie.
Yeah, the live action movie.
Yeah.
The movie, no good. But yeah, that's one of them.
Okay.
So, I had frame of reference going into it, having not read anything because I watched the movie.
Right.
So,
I was the opposite. Like, that was the one story I wasn't familiar with, and I didn't watch the movie.
gotcha.
So I was very appreciative of the little extra issue at the end.
But Nightfall.
Yeah.
Batman's back gets broken.
Yes.
Batman's back becomes broken.
Alliteration.
By Bane.
But, wow. How long can you keep that going?
That's it. I throw in the flag. Towel. That's not even the right word.
I throw the red card.
Yeah. I throw in my one-page written resignation from my job.
You wrote a whole page?
Yeah.
Can't you just say, like, bye?
I could, but they asked, so I gave it to them.
They want... That sounds like you did something wrong and, like... They wanted you to write an essay to explain yourself. Welcome back to high school.
Yes.
Or, like, middle school.
One of the schools.
Whenever that shit happens. But yes, back to Nightfall. So Azrael basically essentially took over Gotham.
Yes.
And replaced Batman. And is a very bad dude.
It's a whole religious fanatic scenario in Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
It made me think, because I just finished rewatching Game of Thrones, of the Lord of Light situation.
Oh, yeah?
A little bit.
Yeah, Azrael's got, fire and shit.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And it's this purification through immolation.
Mm-hmm. One of the most fucked up parts of that story, though, I think, was when you found out that Azrael kept Bruce Wayne and cut a piece off of him each year.
Yep, took time carving off limbs every year. He said, I'll see you next year.
Right?
Literally said, I'll see you next year. And then a little bit later you find out, oh, you've been chopping them up.
Right?
Every year. Fuck.
And at the same time, like, still kind of using him.
Yep.
As, like, a resource. It's like, dude, you're pretty fucked, man.
Big, yeah.
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 It's, I mean, like, so it's called Tales of the Dark Universe, Multiverse, and it started off pretty fucking dark.
Big, yeah. Yes. Until Baby Bane came
Oh yeah,
to rescue Batman.
That's right. Baby Bane's gimmick was what Bane used so much venom that venom is just Baby Bane's blood now.
Yeah, it's like was in his DNA when he was born or something, so now he can just like Hulk out essentially.
Right.
And Azrael also relies on venom.
True.
Because he got weakened or whatever. It's like, I need to go take another dosage. So there was a moment when Baby Bane, I like saying that instead of Son of Bane, or whatever his actual name was, Baby Bane.
Baby Bane.
Rescues, like, non-existent Batman, surprisingly, even though Bane broke Batman's back.
Right.
And he ends up fighting Azrael, and then he rips off Baby Bane's arm and drinks the juice from the arm so he can get his fix.
That was so fucking cool and absurd, and I loved it.
It really set the tone for what the book could hold.
Mm-hmm.
I do wish there was a segment in there when they were talking about how the Lazarus pits were kind of running out of their juice in a nutshell, and people were just throwing a bunch of like dead shit in there, and it wasn't working to full effect. I wanted to see what that meant, what it could have meant.
Oh.
Is it just zombies at that point?
Right.
Or do the people, are they just essentially at that point brain dead, but still technically living? Or is it ridiculous and they like lose the use of two of their, like the left side of their body, but the right side's fine? Like, where does that go? Is what I wanted to know.
What does partial resurrection actually mean?
Right. And there's several options. How ridiculous would you like to get?
Right.
The easiest, obvious one would be sort of pseudo-zombie.
Right.
That would be my guess.
Yeah. But and if I recall correctly, like overuse of Lazarus pits and all that shit's supposed to like cause like people to go crazy and shit.
So it could just be lunacy.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
So we get, maybe like a 28 days later situation.
Could be.
As crazy people who aren't really zombies, but are insane.
Well,
and murderous.
They were dead, right? They were throwing dead people in, right?
True.
So that's a zombie.
Well, I guess, how do you define zombie? Because, I mean, like, is there blood circulating?
I don't know. I've always, without giving it much thought, you were dead. Now you're back to life. You're a zombie.
So vampires are like fancy zombies?
Are they alive? Or are they undead?
I guess the most common conception of vampires is undead.
Yeah.
And skeletons would be like failed zombies.
Yes. Failed zombies. Those are the best ones.
Yes. But yeah, it's this first issue kicked it off with a bang.
Yep.
And I was really excited to read more. And what's the next one? The next one was Death of Superman.
Yeah, it was.
That one fell a little flat for me.
I liked it.
I thought it was fine.
Like it started out to be like my favorite one, but then it ended poorly.
I had this opposite, exact opposite. At first I was like, okay, so this is just Injustice, but with Lois.
Pretty much, yeah.
But, do we want to talk about the end now? Or
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Who cares?
So it ends with Lois accidentally killing Superman again. And I fucking love that. Because, I don't know.
I can understand. Yeah, I get it.
But, because I guess most of the reason why I love the ending so much was because, for the most part, most of that story just felt like Injustice to me. It's Lois losing the love of her life, gaining superpowers, realizing that Superman didn't do quote-unquote enough. Mm-hmm. Which is the same realization Superman had in Injustice. He was like, I could do so much more.
Right.
And started to become a totalitarian, super being.
I don't know if she was totalitarian. She was taking out corporations, but she wasn't trying to, rule.
Well, at some point, I think there was, she's basically saying, you do things my way, or this is going to happen.
Or I'm going to carry you into space and watch your body incinerate.
Yes. That was a pretty fucking cool moment. But then it also got me wondering, is that how it works?
Maybe she's just going super fast and hit the reverse atmosphere because meteorites coming in burn up.
Right, but I always thought that's because in space there's no friction, right? Mm-hmm. So once you hit the atmosphere, you hit friction because there's air. But if you're flying up and out, you're already hitting air. So
she's just going really fast.
She was going so fast that the body didn't have time to burn up until they reached outside of our atmosphere.
Yes, that's what it was.
Okay. Plot hole explained. Or physics, whatever.
Reverse physics.
Yes. But that was really cool.
Yeah.
That
It
was
looked
really
awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Who was it that burned up? Do you remember?
Luther dude.
Oh.
I forget the name. Red-haired Luther dude. Luther Corp dude. Lex
Yeah.
Corp, not Luther Corp.
Yeah. It's long-haired Luther.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the whole reveal toward the end is, Superman, in the original, he was placed in the little life crystal thing, whatever,
Yes.
to revive. In this story, the same thing happened, but he came back a lot slower.
It took way more time and he came back super weak.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And when he came back, he witnessed all that Lois has done.
It's like, what have you done?
And then she accidentally kills him with the fucking, I guess it was like a kryptonite gas bomb.
Yep.
That Cyber Superman had.
And who, Darkseid? Was it Darkseid? Oh. No, whatever the character was that they were fighting. Is that, how fortunate you are, or how lucky you are to be able to die twice, or something
Right,
like that.
right.
I can't remember the phrasing. I was like, that's cool. Like, I could never say that to someone.
No.
Like, how fortunate you are to die twice. Shit. All right.
I don't know. I mean, if we live long enough, maybe one day.
Nope.
200 years from now, we're gonna wake up from our cryogenic chambers.
That we're already in.
Yes.
Right now we're in it.
Yes. Right now, as we're speaking.
Mhm.
In fact, the lids are closing right now. We only have 2 seconds left, so we gotta cut this episode short. He's gone already. I'm just gonna drop this joke.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not going anywhere. But yeah, overall, I was kind of middling on the story.
I just like that she was going in and doing stuff that I kind of wish would happen to a lot of
Yeah,
judges and politicians and corporations and CEOs. Like, yeah,
right.
just fucking do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's that sense of satisfaction seeing that shit
Right.
done.
The next, we actually skipped over. Are we done with that little?
Yeah.
The next one I think was actually Blackest Night.
Oh,
There were 5
yeah.
stories.
There were 5. Yeah, totally forgot about
Yeah.
last night.
That was another one I actually read through.
Yeah.
Based on Matt's recommendation a while ago. That whole
Yep.
event.
Yeah, the whole Jeff Johns Green Lantern
Yeah.
run.
Yeah. It was
Also
good stuff.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blackest Night. So with this one, I guess the twist was Sinestro didn't give up the power of the life ring.
Mm-hmm. And was fucking around with both.
Yep.
Going, pew pew pew.
He's the half zombie. He's the half.
There it is.
Yeah, he's the guy who came back from the Lazarus pit and was only partially revived.
Yep. That's it.
Interconnected.
That's why it's all in the book. That's why we're talking about it.
Exactly. And the Dark Multiverse is actually just one universe. They just said multiverse just to,
It's true though, because in the next story, that's kind of what happens.
But yeah,
A little bit.
that's true. The one thing I want to talk about for this story is Lobo and his mention of bifurcated butts. You remember that?
Nope.
Okay. It was just like a random whatever reply to Sinestro. I think Lobo was asking him something. He said something about bifurcated butt, referring to Sinestro's butt, I guess. But in my head, that implies there are non-bifurcated butts. So like camel humps,
Ah.
right?
Okay.
Like no
Okay.
cheeks.
Yeah.
It's just a hump,
Yeah. The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
right? But lower.
Yeah.
But then that also got me thinking. It's like, okay, so what would a creature with a non-bifurcated butt actually look like? Because the butt's part of the cheeks.
Yeah.
Go with each leg.
Yeah.
So if there's one giant cheek, does that mean one leg?
What if it's like a pogo stick or a coily tail? And then boing, 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 boing.
But with a weird hump
Yeah.
at the bottom that just kind of shakes around.
Yeah.
You think that hump has a hole for things to come out of?
What if it
Or-
just comes out out through pores?
That seems like
Excretes through pores.
that seems very convenient and also very sticky, I want to say.
What?
Unless the waste is expelled through pores as gas.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we're going with.
Yeah.
Then you're just really stinky.
Yeah, but we can work around that. But
I just appreciated it was a whatever story. It wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
It had cool zombie shit. I just like that there was heavy metal Lobo. That makes me over the top cheesy heavy metal Lobo, and that makes me
a lot
happy.
of them.
Yeah.
Toward the end.
Yeah.
Because what? Darkseid vaporizes Lobo.
Yes.
And then Lobo regenerates each and just whatever was left of him, each turned into its own Lobos.
Yes. And ultimately, at the end of the story, Lobo becomes a god.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
And that's an incredible thought.
Right?
Horrifying, but incredible.
It's a universe where everything's murdering everybody.
Yeah.
Each other to be the best.
Yeah.
To be the one and only Lobo. And they all had the crazy red eyes.
Red eyes, yeah. It just, Lobo was a god.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Does that change your opinion on the story now?
It does, because I forgot about it
Yeah.
until we were talking about it. I was like,
Fucking
you know what?
rules, right?
That's pretty awesome.
Right? But the general gist of the story is, what was Dove, right?
Yes.
That's like the one remaining human being left on Earth, and Lobo was sent to retrieve her because she's the key to restoring life to the universe. And shit got fucked up, and Lobo became a god.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
And there was a whole bunch of zombies, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Lots of Black Lanterns doing their Black Lantern thingies.
Yes.
One fucked up thing that happened in the story is Sinestro has the power to temporarily bring everybody back alive.
Yes.
But then they immediately start dying again.
Yes.
And apparently he's done that a couple times. So every time he does it, he's just subjecting whoever he's trying to help to a horrific death. Over and over
and
again.
over. Yeah.
So,
Bastard.
yeah. So Sinestro still sucks.
Yes.
But good story and lots of cool zombies.
Yes. And then Infinite Crisis.
Infinite Crisis, yes.
There was heroes that got out of the multiverse to make their their paradise, and then other ones were devolving into madness and collapsing.
Right.
Earth 2?
So
don't remember.
this shit. Okay, yeah. So Infinite Crisis builds on the original Crisis on Infinite Earths, where I think Earth 1 sacrificed itself to preserve all life across multiverses, and Earth 1 Superman, Superboy Prime, and one Luthor of some sort.
Yes.
Were shunted off into a pocket dimension and stuck there to observe the one universe now that's the conglomeration of all multiverses, right?
Yep.
So in the original Infinite Crisis, it kicked off with Maxwell Lord being murdered by Wonder Woman, I believe.
Yes.
In this one, Blue Beetle, right?
Yep. Blue Beetle, I guess, was originally supposed to die.
Yeah.
But in this instance, he's like, you know what? I'll join you, man. It's fine. And then betrays.
And then kapow!
And then kapow. Yeah.
And then we see the return of Omax. Well, I don't. Would it be considered a return of Omax? We talked about Omax like 2 weeks,
Yes.
2 episodes ago, and here they are again.
Yes.
Which it's like I don't get the Omax.
I don't
Like,
yeah.
there's so many Omax. I don't know where they come from. I don't know what's going on with them. I just know they're like they look like Gladiator from Is it shit? I don't remember if that's his name, but the big purple guy with the mohawk in Marvel.
Oh, yeah, I don't know his name.
Yeah, is that but blue?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple in this one where it was just like a weird light face.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And when we see, the Brother Eye AI again, that's, showed up in the Frankenstein book.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the plot is, instead of, crisis actually happening, Blue Beetle basically just starts or takes over a secret operation, like spy network thing.
Yes.
And basically just like takes share of shit around the world.
Yeah, and he does. He's like a true hero. And
Yeah.
I think at one point they said that he found another like supervillain group that was working against a different supervillain group.
Yeah.
And then he just like mopped them all up or something.
Well, I think what he did was he teamed up with
That's-
the other one
that's what
to
it was.
wipe out the big one.
Gotcha.
And then they have then taken care of the ones that he teamed up with.
Yes, that's what it was. But the big reveal or whatever ends up being that if you want to preserve life and have the best chance of peace on Earth or whatever, is you have to eliminate costumed superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
Vigilantes.
Right. It's like apparently Brother Eye's calculations or whatever shows that the more costume superheroes you have, the more likely things like crises will occur.
Yep. And it reminds me of things you hear from people when they say, "Oh, you don't have gun problems if you don't have a gun." Like, so if you have a gun, you're going to have gun. You have the higher potential of gun problems.
Right.
Whatever those problems are. So it's like
Right.
superheroes in this case are guns.
Right.
You have them, you're more likely to have problems.
Right. It's like I really enjoy the story, and I really enjoy that they kept Superboy Prime as a shithead. I fucking love that. He's a fucking dick, and I hate him so much. I think it was Matt who told me apparently Superboy Prime was supposed to be representative of like shitty comic book fans who like are opposed to any sort of change.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
which makes sense.
Yeah.
Special, like when Matt told me that, I was like, oh yeah, this Superboy Prime character makes so much fucking sense because he was all about preserve. No, things gotta be this way. This is what it means to be a hero.
Right.
If you don't do it this way, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
So yeah, things that you may have seen on social media concerning new releases of comics and whatnot. At the end of this story, fucking Blue Beetle merges with Brother Eye and becomes like this super AI sentient thing.
Right. And saying eliminate your emotions, whatever. And he ends up killing Booster Gold too, I think.
Yep.
Booster Gold comes back.
Yep. Yeah, he blasts him right through the chest.
Yep.
There's just a big old hole in his chest. Is this the story where somebody turns into a giant cloud of nanobots and starts murdering people?
I think it is.
Okay.
Because after this is Teen Titans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is the one.
Okay. Because that part was really cool.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even fucking Blue Beetle that does it. It was fucking Batman. Right?
It was, yeah. Yeah.
And that was a twist I didn't see coming.
That reminds one of them, it was probably, fuck, which one was it? Batman's cape looks like Spawn's cape.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember which one. It might be this one. I don't know now. I'm getting them mixed up.
Yeah.
And then I also don't know if it's this one or the first one where they talk about Robbinsville. And I don't know what Robbinsville is.
It sounds vaguely familiar, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I know who Robin is.
Right.
And who the various Robins are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious, like, does Robin become a mayor of some suburb of Gotham?
You think it's just like an apartment where all the Robins live, and they just call it Robbinsville?
It's a commune of tiny homes shaped in an R.
What if it's literally a birdhouse?
Yes.
And it's like in the back corner of the wingman, and it's just like a little rickety old birdhouse. That's Robbinsville.
There's like a feeder hanging.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like that was a neat twist where you think for the entire time, like, okay, because each one of these stories like reveals like a big bad, right?
Right.
So the story has you thinking, okay, so Blue Beetle is this big bad, but turns out it's fucking Batman. Which it goes into the whole, I guess, Dark Knight's Metal. Have you read that?
I haven't. I've been meaning to.
Yeah.
Because it's Dark Knight's Metal and then Death Metal.
Right.
I know it has nothing to do with what I want it to be, but it's like, I need to read it.
It's good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed. I never read the Dark Metal run, but the original Dark Knight's Metal by Snyder was really fun.
Cool.
Until the very end. But yeah.
I just won't finish it.
There you go. You'll read to like the second to last page and just stop.
Yeah. We're done here.
Why did I bring that up?
I don't know.
Because when Dark Knight's Metal came out, there was also another collection of one-offs exploring the Dark Multiverse, but with this prior book, it focuses on all the bad Batman.
Gotcha.
So here's another bad Batman.
Yeah.
That didn't make it to I guess the original. Well, I guess because they didn't think of it yet.
Yeah. It wasn't around yet.
Yeah. But yeah, it's nice to know that there's more evil Batman out there lurking around.
They'll always be around. Just around the corner, in the shadows, in caves.
At night. And there's a night every day.
The fear is ever present.
And he is
Bad.
the bad.
The bad man.
So stupid. Best episode ever. The bad man. Oh. You think he changes his costume?
Nope. Never. Literally never.
And that's why he's bad, because it's bad. He's bad because he's bad smelling.
Yeah, bad hygiene. He's Stinky Batman.
Stinky Badman.
That's what Joker uses for his new toxin. This essence of the Stinky Badman.
No. New from Joker. The Badman. It's one of those, like, one of those typical perfume commercials where everything's black and white.
Yep. Someone shirtless.
Joker shirtless by the pool.
I like to think that the bottle isn't just like a top pusher. Mm-hmm. It's one of those more vintage, like, bellow pumps.
Yeah, with the little squeezy things.
Yeah, the air squeezy. It goes.
He's very gentle with it.
Batman by Joker.
I wish I kind of want that to be a real commercial. Or a real fake commercial.
Yes. For a product that actually exists.
Yes. Coming soon to a
movie theater
near me.
I don't know either.
But that was Infinite Crisis. Let's talk about Judas Contract.
Yes. It made me, reading it, it's basically the same story, except for this time Tara kills people instead of getting killed.
Ah, okay.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
Like, unless I'm forgetting, which is never possible. It's essentially the same story. Like,
Is it?
Deathstroke has Teen Titans get bamboozled. They're going to do like a weird superhero suction thingy to extract all their powers. And then it's found out that Tara, like, blackmailed Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And then she gets murderized. In this story, she does the murderizing.
Yes. Started with Deathstroke.
Yes.
What? Okay, so I don't know who Tara is. And I was very confused by her power set because I saw her melt the butler's arm or hand. How did that happen?
I don't know.
Okay.
I thought it was just like Earth power person,
Right.
but I don't know.
Because like in my head I was thinking, okay, well, so he was holding a gun. The gun is made of metal that came out of Earth. So
There we go.
he
That's what it is.
Somehow superheat the gun?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Okay.
I kept thinking terracotta and thought she was going to be a
Clay person?
clay person. Yeah. Like she builds terracotta homes and pottery. Not the case. I wish it were.
Right. And she wanted out of the Titans because Gar kept like running into her terracotta pots.
Yes. So that made like she just makes little terracotta jars, and then Gar turns into Tiny Frog and lives in it. And I bring that up because at the High Museum, I saw porcelain where they made a tiny cup with a porcelain frog in it,
Right.
and I thought it was cool enough to take a picture. I took 3 pictures at the museum, and they're all ridiculous. Not of any high-quality, fancy, deserving work. It's of a porcelain frog inside a porcelain cup. And then one's like a teapot, but it's this weird chicken teapot. I was like, what the fuck? Click. But yeah, now I just wish Tara would have made a terracotta jar for Gar to live in as a frog.
That would have solved the whole problem.
Yeah.
Speaking of photos, though, like that's the same thing I do. It's like when I take photos, it's some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like when I was out in Joshua Tree,
Mhm.
I took like 5 photos, and like one was of the desert, just because I was there.
Yeah.
And then the other ones were like literally the same picture of the same bush.
What's funny is I rarely go back and look at most of them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going to take a picture, and then never look at it again.
Exactly.
Except for when I go to delete it.
Same. Like I have a phone filled with just photos. Half of them are like fucking quality control shit. But the other half is like I have a photo of my license plate so I can like punch it in.
Yep, me too. So I don't have to remember.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going to get a parking pass or
Right.
whatever.
But then like the things that I take on trips because of memory, like I have never gone back and looked again. It's like, no, I know that I took dumb pictures, and that's all I need to know.
Yeah. Occasionally, some of them make it to social media for me.
Yeah.
You don't even use the shit, I'm convinced, anymore.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I scroll through just to keep up to date on, maybe shit that might be going on.
Mhm.
Fucking today, I learned my favorite author is fucking in the hospital.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
You should write him a story.
That might kill him a little faster.
You should write him a short story.
Oh, okay. So just make him, cough up a little bit.
Yep. Cough up.
Whatever it is.
Where are we going?
I don't know. What we were talking about Judas Contract.
Yeah. I was like, I think this is the first time I actually had to put the brakes on whatever dumb shit we were going down. Because I thought about it, it's like, it's been at least 74 hours that we've been talking about not the comic book. Let's wrap this, bring this back in.
Okay.
Terracotta froggies.
Yes, and giant earth dragons.
Yeah, that was cool as shit. That was like the last page. She's
Yeah.
riding an earth dragon. And Gaia?
Yeah, she named herself Gaia.
Yeah.
And literally blew up the earth.
It was awesome.
Yeah. And I can't remember why she blew up the earth, though. Just because she could? Or was there something going on?
I do not remember.
I want to say it was just because she could and she was kind of sick of Earth and want to just move on.
Let's go with it.
Yeah.
You can read the story and tell us otherwise.
It's good. Worth the time.
It really is. And then, so, I'm going to ask you two sets of questions. First set, did you have a favorite of the alternate universe stories? And not like just a moment or whatever, end to end, okay, this is elevated above others.
I think I probably like the Nightfall one the best, partly because I do have a soft spot for Batman.
Same. That's most of my DC reading.
Yeah. And part of it is it's the first story that really set the tone for what you should be expecting for the rest of the book.
Yep.
So yeah, I always say, yeah, the Nightfall issue was probably my favorite.
I had a tough time picking between that or the Blue Beetle story, and I think Blue Beetle is kind of what I liked.
Yeah.
Just because of how Blue Beetle was a true superhero in my mind for a period of that, and then kind of ultimately got rid of morality and went based on pure quote-unquote logic, right? Or leaning for that. And I was like, oh, that's Terminator.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he was Skynet.
Yeah. So I like that one a lot. Of the originals, did you have a favorite?
Of the 5 stories?
Yeah.
I would say probably Blackest Night.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
I had never read Nightfall, and I'd never read Death of Superman. I knew about these stories, because pop culture is weird like that. You just know things.
Right.
But I'd never actually read either of those stories. I enjoyed reading both of those stories quite a bit.
Yeah.
But the Blackest Night was...
Yeah, come on. Space zombies.
Yeah. Exactly.
Spooky shit.
Yeah, good stuff. Really, though, like, if you're listening to this and take anything we say seriously, take this very seriously. Read Jeff Johns' whole Green Lantern Corps, or Blackest Day crap.
Yeah. Blackest Night, Brightest Day.
Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, it starts. I don't remember where it starts. It's like Green Lantern Reborn or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a quick read. There's a lot of stuff to read through, but it's worth it.
And make sure you read the Larfleeze books. Have you not read the Larfleeze ones?
I don't think so.
Go back and read the Larfleeze ones.
Okay.
Oh my god, they're so much fun.
Okay.
Did you like Larfleeze, the character?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's just more of that.
I don't know if I'm gonna have to look at them,
Yeah.
and then if I start reading it and it triggers something.
I think it's like 1 or 2 volumes, so it's really short.
Cool.
Yeah, but check it out. And just read Jeff Johns.
Yeah. We listened to Revenant Marquis, Youth in Ribbons. It's a one-person, quote-unquote, band out of the UK. And it's supposed to maybe be black metal, but it's more of an ambient noise project.
It's like I can understand how it gets labeled black metal. It's got that really lo-fi. And like honestly, when I first put on the album, like, I was like, oh, okay, so just another whatever lo-fi bedroom black metal project. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it really surprised me.
Yeah.
This is like probably the most unhinged sounding album I've listened to this year.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. It's very lo-fi. Like, it sounds like ass.
Yeah. If you're looking from a technical standpoint.
Yeah, like music production wise. It sounds
garbage.
Terrible. Yeah. It sounds fucking awful.
You can hear just hints of neat sounding stuff under a mountainous layer of garbage. And just fuzz
But the thing is, like, I think that's 100% intentional.
Oh, it absolutely is.
That, like, just that unhinged, disturbed atmosphere.
Yeah, it absolutely is. There's no doubt about that. And I can't say music aside because it's important to what I'm about to say. But music aside, I appreciated how everything about this release that I looked at and listened to kind of all worked and was on theme.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the album art, it's I'm going to say it's like a Victorian pretty lady type thingy.
Mm-hmm.
And the music paired with that makes me think of like a haunted house almost. It's a creepy tone of a Victorian era that the sounds are haunting, and it's maybe of this woman.
Right.
Like she's haunting this place or something. It's that kind of atmosphere to it.
Right.
Like maybe this person died younger than they should have. I don't know. It's just very eerie is the best way I could say it.
And you can see that that's thematicness, especially when you're talking about, the lady on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 songs about this Lady Tasker. And I am very curious to know, like, what happened to her? What the fuck did she do to earn 3 spots on this goddamn album? There's the blood of Lady Tasker, the bones of Lady Tasker, and Tasker Millward. Like,
yeah.
Who is this Tasker lady, and what is her deal?
Yeah.
Because, like, she must have done something.
Yeah, to warrant that much space, right?
But then again, who knows? Maybe he's just made up this Lady Tasker is just a little concept album.
Well, could be, because if I recall, this person, I think it's just one person the whole time. I don't think they've ever had a live band or multiple musicians. Mm. But there's a bunch of albums put out by this person in a short period of time. This is in 2020, and I think I briefly looked up to make sure I wasn't forgetting what the name was. They'd released like 3 more since then.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you're doing it by yourself in a bedroom or whatever, and you don't have to worry about production quality, yeah, you can churn that shit out.
Right.
So, but I'm curious if there's a through line through any of it, or if each. I don't know. I don't know much more than what I've talked about with them.
So I actually, after listening to this album, I was so intrigued. I went and listened to some of the other albums. Mm-hmm. Mostly, I think the most recent one is called Milk Teeth, which is just a really, like, I think I know what Milk Teeth is, which is like, it's like baby teeth, right? It's like
I have no clue.
Okay. But it's just, I don't know, it's just a gross sounding name. I mean, like, if you're a mom breastfeeding, you don't want teeth, right?
Yeah, no. What if it was just a reference to the color of teeth and milk?
Oh, it's just white?
Yeah. Milk teeth. Or what if it's just avid milk consumers? Milk aficionados.
Maybe it's a ad for the milk corporations to sell more milk because milk has calcium, which strengthens teeth. Milk teeth.
Milk teeth. Yep. Further the propaganda
of big milk.
Big milk. big milk makes me think of big boobs. And now
That's not a bad thing.
we're gonna talk about like lactation fetish.
Yep.
Squirt, squirt into the coffee.
Oh no! Oh. Has there ever been a mom who, like, wakes up in the morning, finds you know where I'm going with it?
Continue.
Wakes up, opens the fridge, like, oh, I'm out of creamer.
Wait a minute, I can make my own.
Quick.
That's what it sounds like.
That's some chunky milk, dude.
Yeah.
Some chunky milk.
She had to shake it up real fast. Shake it up.
Did she ingest a bunch of protein powder beforehand? And that's where the chunks came from?
No, it was Nestle's chocolate powder. That's how that works. And
Yes.
and the boobs are just filled with milk. It's not produced. It's just.
And actually, she inhaled it
Yes.
into her lungs, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where milk comes from, is the lungs.
Doing lines of Nestle's quick. And then making that lung milk. Lung chocolate milk.
For your teeth.
Yep, milk teeth. But no, this conversation is as unhinged as this album. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is an eerie, haunting, atmospheric piece with roots in black metal.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really hear riffs, and if you're looking for music instead of noise, you're probably gonna fucking hate it.
Well, I mean, there's moments where there's a clear melodic line happening.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
And a steady beat.
Yeah.
And all that shit going on. It's just the context of it. Like, that's the weird thing. Like, a lot of, like, what I hear by itself, I would say, no, that melody sucks. Or, no, that riff fucking sucks. But somehow, this guy turns it into, like, fucking gold.
Yeah, it's a weird... I need to know more about the concepts.
Yeah.
Because it adds to it. Without it, exactly what you... Just like, no. Mm-hmm. But because it's a full package, you're like, oh, well, I'm interested and invested. Mm-hmm. So, I was really curious to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
It surprised myself, too. Because one of the bands I rep, the dude posted it, and I was like, well, I'm always down to check out new shit. And I listened to it, and I was like, this is going on the podcast list. Holy crap.
Right.
Like, so, I don't know if I would say it's good.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, and the package is good.
Yeah, and there's a part of me that would rather have an interesting and not necessarily good album
Okay, yeah.
than a well done, hits all the marks album.
Well, we already listened to Immolation, so
Yeah,
we got this now.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I was honestly very impressed by this release, or what this guy was able to do with it. I listened to the album a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I'm gaming upstairs, I turn down the game volume and put on the album. And I've listened to this album so many fucking times, along with like a couple of his other ones.
I'm going to have to dig in some more.
Yeah. Milk Teeth is a good place to start.
I think starting at the front is a good place to start.
That's fair.
For me.
Yeah.
That's how I like to consume.
I think I listened to one of the earlier albums and didn't quite grab me.
It probably wasn't quite developed, is my assumption here.
Yeah.
It had an idea, did it, probably falls a little flat, and then maybe around this album is when it kind of forms into what we've listened to, is my assumption.
Right.
So,
But if you like lo-fi shit, you like disturbing, unhinged, like just really creepy sounding shit, this would be a good album to check out.
yep, it's an experiment at the very least.
Yeah. And it's 45 minutes of your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go check it out.
Dingus and Dongus.
Tomato.
This cat took a shit.
What?
I heard him scratching.
Oh.
And now I'm getting some wafts. Don't try and sniff it. If you're not smelling it, you're lucky.
Okay.
But it's stinky. It's so bad.
I wonder if I'd like become immune to the smell just because I have a litter box in my bedroom.
I was hoping you were about to say, I wonder if I have become cat shit.
Well, no, that happened like 2 years ago when the pandemic started.
You're turning very ashy and dried out now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this. I hope it doesn't affect recording too much.
Is it really that bad?
It is to me.
Like, I wonder if he like literally just like farted on your head.
Could be.
Because I don't really smell anything.
Awesome.